So have you ever gotten that urge to play, well, 2D fighting games in VR? There is Tekken, and ultimately it kind of had barely any features that even worked in VR and was pretty disappointing. But one of my favorite PC games has just gotten an update that adds VR support. How is it? Welcome to Lipnox VR. Today we're talking about Hellish Quart VR. So this is basically your 1v1 sword fighting game, and this game is very interesting because as soon as you penetrate or hit your opponent with the sword, you pretty much kill them right away. So it's very fast, quick rounds, and the swords are very lethal. It's kind of like License to Kill mode on GoldenEye. But this game has a decent cast of characters. It's totally early access, and I played this game for the first time I think a year and a half ago in flat version, and I loved it. I purchased this myself. I really loved it, and I've been following the updates. I saw the VR icon today, and I was like, what? This game doesn't have VR support. I click on it on Steam, and sure enough, they've added VR support. This is just a cool extra because I already have this game. I already like this game, and the first things first with the VR, it's only just looking around perspective mode. Right now I'm in the miniature mode where you can see more of the action, but there is a mode to get a little bit closer, so you're closer to the fighters. I'll show that at the end of the video. But first things first, you can see is, yeah, these are some really cool environments. There's a ton of cool environments. The graphics look great, and okay, the gameplay might look a little bit sluggish, but I promise you it's in the design. It's how it's all working out. There's combos, there's things like that, but at the end of the day, you know, it has to be a little bit sluggish to have the full parrying and everything. This game uses full physics. These not predestined things. This is using full-on physics. It's very much like this was a VR game in itself, and you know, I wouldn't be surprised if down the road maybe that first-person mode that works in the non-VR gets added to VR with VR controllers, and maybe we can have a full 1v1 VR sword fighting game out of this, which ultimately would be really cool. But I just really love this game because it's so fast action, and it's just one of those games that you can put on and just have a great time. And okay, I'm leaving something out here. I mentioned the VR controllers. Yeah, so this game, when you're playing this on the VR, on Steam through PC VR, you have to use your controller. So you still use the controller. I'm sure you can program the controls to a keyboard, but you're still pressing buttons. If you are on virtual desktop, you can set your Oculus controller to basically be an Xbox 360 controller and alleviate your issues with this. But regardless of what platform you're playing on, you're gonna have to use button controls for this. There's no VR controller action in this game, but it doesn't need VR action. And I know a lot of people have programmed this game with Vorpex, and they've tried to play it with that, and you know what, I played it that way and it looks pretty cool seeing the environments in 3D, but it was really more like 3D. Being able to actually be in these environments and look around really adds a ton of immersion and a ton of fun to the experience. And this is a pretty brutal game. It's so much fun. I look around the environments and I'm just like, this is a really cool place to hang out in. There's some weird environments. There's just all sorts of things. And with the cast of characters, they all have very distinctive fighting strategies. The sound is really good. I mentioned the graphics. I mentioned everything. Like, it's just a fun game. Hellish Quart is just, if you like 2D fighting games and you want something that's unique, it's not really going to be like Soul Calibur. It's not going to be like Samurai Showdown. This is going to be completely its own thing. I just have to recommend this game so highly. I know it's early access, but it just feels like such a fun game even right now with the content that's there, and they've added tons of things since I first purchased this game over a year ago. So just definitely Hellish Quart VR, one to take a look on Steam for, and definitely a good time. You're seeing right now the life scale mode, which just sort of changes the camera perspective and zooms it in for you. But that's Hellish Quart. I really love this game. I think it's a fantastic time. And if you already have this game, check out this VR update. If the gameplay and everything looks cool for this game, the VR might be just enough to take it to that extra level of need to have. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm out of here. Keep it real.